Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday we started about physiographical divisions of India. We started physical geography of India, in which we looked at the six physiographical divisions, that is plains, mountains, plateau, coastal plains, islands, and deserts. So one of the important thing, if you remember, I told you that in geography, keep on things on your fingertips every time. Whenever you go anywhere, keep pinpoint things on your fingertips. Like what is the starting, the physiographical division. Number one. Okay, what are physiographical divisions we have in India? So second thing is six physiographical divisions, in which plains, mountains, plateaus, coastal plains, islands, deserts. That's it. After second thing, we'll go for the third thing. We'll dig deeper these physiographical aspects. Now we started from northern Indian mountains. Why northern Indian mountains? Because we take it and sync with north to south. Like we have in north, we have northern mountains, then we have northern plains, then we have like plateau, and also we have coastal plains, then we have deserts, islands, right? So that's how we move forward. No hard and fast rule, anything can be read anywhere, but it's just that we sync Indian geography in a proper manner. So starting from the northern mountains, we talked about Himalayas and Trans-Himalayan regions. In Trans-Himalayans, we'll start from top. We start from north, right? North to south. Karakoram, Ladakh, Janskar. KLZ. Karakoram, Ladakh, Janskar. Keep it simple. South of Janskar is Himalayas. In Himalayas, we have three divisions: Greater Himalayas, Middle Himalayas, Shivaliks. GMS. KLZ, ZMS. That's it. And we have different details in these. We'll look into details as we move forward in this lesson. Then we started with the Greater Himalayas. In Greater Himalayas, we see the longitudinal extents and latitudinal extents. In simple words, we'll look into the north and south and east-west expansions of Himalayas. So, broadly speaking, Himalaya from west to east, it's around nearly 2400 kilometers, right? And moving forward, we'll starting from Greater Himalayas. So Greater Himalayas, these are the northernmost Himalayas, and they are not only extended to India. The very first things you should know. Sometimes we used to think like Himalayas, okay, these are only belongs to Indian territory. No, they are extended into Nepal also, a bit of in Tibet also, in some part of China also, and in Bhutan also. So we see Himalayas in not only in India. So starting from the Greater Himalayas, they being the northern part. You know what is the history of Himalayas? How they have been formed? You need not to dig deeper into the history. You just need to know that there was a Eurasian plate, right? Plate. It is the formation thing. You need not to dig deeper. And there was, this is peninsula or IP. So around 65 to 70 million years ago, it was coming from southeastern part. It was coming, and like stuck like this. It collided with the Eurasian plate. What do you think? The part when we see, if you know about accident, the part which is in the immediate touch of some other object is damaged the most, right? So these parts, they damaged the most, and they hit the hardest, and they went to the highest peak, so that is the Greater Himalayas. Later on with time, the impact reduced, right? As the impact is getting reduced, the height is decreasing. This is middle, this is Shivaliks, and then we have plains. Actually, that was a geosyncline, and which has been filled by the sediments of mountains and rocks brought by the flowing rivers. So this is basic thing. What do you now you have a core rough idea that how it has been formed, and why the mountains have different heights, and why Greater Himalaya has the highest heights. What? Plateau? It is the peninsula, Indian peninsula, it is coming. So it collided with the Eurasian plates, formation of Greater Himalayas, Middle Shivaliks, rivers. That's how it went. Now we need not to this be in notes. If you want, you can note it down. It is not much going to come in the exams. Now we have some mountains in Greater Himalayas like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Nanga Parbat. They lies in this zone. Apart from this, these mountains have gaps, and they have been formed by the antecedent rivers. These like suppose these are Greater Himalayas. So these are gaps. By antecedent rivers. So what are these antecedent rivers? The rivers which were flowing before this Indian peninsula and Eurasian plate collided. Simple. The rivers which were flowing before they both were collided. And when they collided, these rivers, over the period of time, they eroded these mountains. They created their way into these mountains, and they created the gaps in these mountains. Indus River is the example of antecedent rivers. Brahmaputra River is an example of antecedent rivers. They have different tributaries and distributaries as well. Tributaries and distributaries, if you know, tributaries are the small rivers from which a river is formed, or these are those rivers which added to the main river. Distributaries are, as you can correlate with the name, distributaries are nothing but when the main river gets divided into different rivers. That's it. So Brahmaputra and Indus rivers, they are an example of antecedent rivers. Now Greater Himalayas, it is the most continuous range in these Himalayan mountains. What do you mean by continuous range? Continuous range in the sense it is like you are going to see the parallel heights, and the average height of these mountains is average height is around 6,000 to 6,100 kilometers. So you are going to see this heights across from west to east. So that's why they are called as continuous range. We have different vegetations, we have different species, flora and fauna we found in these regions. You look into those things, those aspects, when we go to the vegetation part of Indian geography. That's it. We are looking at the physiological aspects. Moving forward, we have lesser Himalayas or middle Himalayas. In lesser or middle Himalayas, they are just below the greater Himalayas. Let me make a draw map. So we have, this was the line for greater Himalayas. We're not going to focus on that, but we are going to focus on the lesser Himalayas. Okay, so this is the line for lesser Himalayas. We are going to talk about it. The width of the greater Himalayas was 25 km, if you remember. Their width is 80 km. Now, I guess if you have curiosity, you wonder why these are 80 kilometers and those were 25 kilometers. See, it's because of the impact of collision. Because of the impact of collision, the peninsular plateau's northernmost part screwed down. They squeezed themselves, those sediments, and the size reduced. And the size which was reached to the height of 600 on an average was not much. That is only 25, 28 or around kilometers of width. And as you go to the southern sides in the Indian Peninsula, the size or the impact will reduce of the collisions. The more the impact is getting reduced, the more the expansion will increase and the height will reduce. Now, the width is 80 kilometers and the average height, it reduced to 1300 to 4600 meters. And the average height of Himalayas were 600,000 to 16,100 meters. And we have just 1300 to 4600 meters. Not much, right? So this is like the core thing about it. These mountains, as they are very loosely packed mountains, the rocks are not as strong as in the mountains of Himalayas, the greater Himalayas. We see extensive erosions in these parts because of rainfalls, and because of human factors we have deforestation also, and because people prefer to have hill stations, and because of tourist places and all, we see deforestations in these Himalayas. Deforestation, we see urbanization, and these are the reasons for extensive erosion. because of these reasons. These are so, and remember one thing: anything which is because of human impact is known as anthropogenic. These are anthropogenic factors. Natural factors, if we say of extensive erosion, is what? Rainfall, obviously. In this, you can also add climate change. By and large, everything is same. In climate change, you have deforestation also. So some way these things are linked to each other. So now we have done with lesser Himalayas. We are going to read about some mountains and other things in these Himalayas in later chapters. Now we have Shivaliks. The Shivaliks is the southernmost part of Himalayas. As being the southernmost parts, they extended to southern parts of like Uttarakhand, in northern part of UP as well, somewhere in Punjab, in Himachal Pradesh, some bit in lower Nepal, in Darjeeling and all, also in Assam, in Arunachal Pradesh, in Nagaland and Manipur as well. The mountains in the mountains in the northeastern part, they are known as extensive mountains or extended Himalayas. Now, the extension of Himalayas, it in width, it reduced to 10 to 50 kilometers. As the impact has been reduced completely, and height is further reduced from 1300 to 902. Now we'll look into this. These are the most vulnerable Himalayan part. We see unconsolidated sediments in these parts. What is unconsolidated sediments? See, unconsolidated something means they are not packed by some force, they are not attached by some force, right? So as we move from north to south in the mountains, Himalayan mountains, we see there is a reduction in the heights of mountains, as well as they are loosely packed as we move from north to south. So these are the most unconsolidated sediments, and they are going to play important role in the formation of North Indian plains. They have the landforms like gorges and V-shapes that we talked about. They have small rivers, that is rapids. They have waterfalls as well. Okay, so these are the youthful Himalayas. Now I have some different things to talk about. Himalayas have a lot of things inside of them. We have a lot of things yet to be known in these Himalayan chapter. Now, just to remind you, guys, about the previous in this lecture. We have physiography, the divisions, the mountains, northern mountains divisions, and we have further details that we are going to cover with the help of map. And we are going to come to see the maps. Via map, we read entire geography. We'll consolidate geography into the maps. So this will be our approach to geography, that we will consolidate geography into the maps. No matter, bring everything to the map. This is how you are going to connect with the Indian geography or even the world geography. The most important part is this. So daily start your day with remembering the places that that you read in the previous day. Okay, like have I read about the suppose like the Great Himalayas. Where does they? What are the states? Is Himalayas only in Indian territory? If no, then which one also? Okay, is there any mountain peaks? Yes, we do have. Do you remember the names? Look at the names. Go scroll it. Keep locating them on the map. Have a map. Have a ready-made map with you all the time, so that whenever you forget anything, you just look into them on the same place and locate the things that you read. Suppose you read about the Mount Everest, right? Usually Mount Everest is being considered in Indian territory. We are reading about it, but it's in Nepal. So locate where in Nepal, right? Locate Kanchenjunga, Namcha, K2, Godwin Austen. Like, look at all these things. Keep scoring things, and I'll be coming up with map sections, detailed map analysis of these sections of Himalayas, and we will be covering from the next lecture via a map. So yeah, the rest of the other physiological divisions will also be covered with the help of maps. We are going to cover these in few lectures, then we'll be done with Indian physiographical divisions. Then we'll be going to start with we have skipped the location part, but we will be looking at the location aspects as well, because going with the location is ease the studies, because the lines which has been created on the globe, there is longitudinal and latitudinal lines, they are for our studies and they are for making our studies easy. So we will be looking at them as well, so that we can ease down the studies of geography. So we will be starting this map studies tomorrow. Thank you so much for the day. Have a good day. Bye bye.